Hi everyone, designer blouse pattern. In this segment, we have already practiced the back part of the blouse. If you haven't watched it, please find the link in the description box. And today we'll be practicing the front part of the blouse. Let's start the drafting and the cutting. Please find the mannequin measurement. When we are drafting the back part, all the measurements will go down to the upwards. When we are drafting the front part, we take the seam allowance and the measurements will start from the top and it goes towards down. The first mark start from the open side of the blouse. Here I am taking the seam allowance 1/4 inch. Based on this vertical and the horizontal seam allowance, we will be calculating and marking the remaining measurements, that is width and the length measurement. The first measurement we are marking, that is the shoulder measurement. This shoulder measurement follows the same as back measurement. Here I am marking 5.5 on the shoulder. Now we have to create the chest line 6 inches from the shoulder line towards the down. Twice we have to mark the line to take a straight line. So now the chest line is created. And the open side of the blouse, from the stitch line, we have to measure 6 inches towards right side and mark the 6 inches on the chest line and join shoulder point to the chest point, so it will create the armhole mark. Now I am marking the shoulder width, that is 2 3/4, and I am taking a shoulder slope 1/2 inch on the seam allowance and the stitching line. Now we have to mark the front neck depth. So the top word I am finding 2 3/4 inch the remaining measurement, and we will be marking the same measurement below, and the neck depth will be 7 inches and join both the lines. Join both the points with the lines and draw the neck shape using French curve. Here I am drawing the round neck. Now we are marking below the shoulder bust measurement, below bust and bust round. The bust measurement is 10 inches, bust round is 11 3/4 inch, and below the bust is 13 inch. All the 3 points we have to mark twice, even on the other side, right side and the left side, to mark the line. After marking all the points, take straight lines. Now I am marking the bust around point. The bust is 34 inches. If you divide it by 4, you will get 8.5 inch. Here I am marking on the bust line. Now we have to take the bust distance measurement. The bust distance depends on the chest measurement, that is chest is 34 inches. If you divide it by 10, you will get the bust distance, that is 3.4 inches. I am marking this 3.4 inches on the bust line and the below bust line and take a line. Now we have to find the first dart on the armhole side. So I am drawing the straight line from the bust point to the armhole. Now we have to mark the start point of the dart that start point we have to mark towards the armhole from the bust point 2 inches. Dart will be half an inch. We have to take quarter inch dividing both the side of the line and take off half an inch for the first dart and draw the line. The next we have to mark the chest line. The chest is 34 inches. If you divide it by 4, you will get 8.5 inch. So now we have to measure leaving the dart point. Measure the dart, leaving the dart point. We are supposed to get 8.5 inch and mark it, and also mark the seam allowance 1 inch. Now we have to draw the armhole using the French curve. Take the curve half an inch inside the bodies and draw the line. Draw the curved line, and the armhole measurement we have to measure it here. It is 16 inch is the armhole. Divided by 2, you will get 8 inches. So the total armhole measurement will be 8 1/4 inches. Now I am marking the seam allowance on the bust line 1 inch. Draw the straight line from the chest line to the bust line till the below bust line. Seam allowance and the stitching line will be drawn here. Now we have to take the waist calculation. The total waist round is 26.5 inches. If you divide it by 4, you will get 6.6 inches. When we are waist measurement will be marked on the below bust line, and this is the second dart we are going to calculate here. So we have to reduce half an inch from the waist measurement, that is 6.6. we are getting the waist measurement here. If you reduce half an inch here, we are marking 6.1 inch, and the remaining we have to calculate. Here I am getting the remaining calculation, that is 3.5 inches. This 3.5 inches I will be taking as a dart, second dart on the bust distance line, and I am dividing both the side, that is 3/4 inch on both the side of the bust distance line. So totally it will be 3.5 inch. Now the blouse open seam allowance start point to the second dart point will be joining both the point till the bust distance straight line, and the other point from the bust distance line to the other dart line till the bust round line. Now we have to measure the waist line. The waist we are getting, that is 6.6 inches the waist point. Here we have to add half an inch for the bust round, that is waist round, that is 7.1 will be getting. So if you measure it leaving the dart point, we are getting 7.1 inch. Now we have to draw the dart stitching point of the second dart using the French curve. The next is third dart. Here I am drawing from the bust line towards the blouse open side. I am taking here 1/4 inch distance. This dart starts from the bust distance line towards the blouse open side, 1/4 inch plus 1 point. Here I am taking and drawing the 3 lines. Now we created the third dot. From the third dot center line, we have to take a cross line to the chest line. Now the drafting is completed. We have to cut the drafting. Now we have to cut the drafted sheet. Place this drafted sheet on the cloth and cut it, and the blouse front part will be ready for stitching. Thank you for watching.